Assalamualaikum, kita akan makan mie.
I'm Tony Sexton, I'm 52 and kept fish for a total of 45 years. It's my depression pill without popping a pill, no stress relief and no home and away in my life. Because at 7 o'clock I come out here and watch my own home and away. How it started was I lived in Victoria. We used to go down to the local creek and we used to collect leeches and swordtails. Why we used to collect leeches is because by the time we got out of the creek they were on us and we used to have to learn to get them off our legs with salt and vinegar, and then we collect all the swordtails, bring them home and we put them in buckets because we couldn't afford a fish tank until the lady next door sold an acrylic fish tank which I kept, and that was the start of my love of fish.
And then from there, how many tanks do you have now?
Oh, never counted them. We'll have to count them. I think about 27
Yeah.
all up, yep. Plus some ponds as well.
Is this the most amount of tanks you've had?
No. Through the journey, my wife and myself have been together since we were 19 and 20. Over 30 years, probably at the top level, I've probably had 80 tanks. I gave my fish up when I was 28. It wasn't 28 that I gave the fish up. It was the thinking of this has got to stop somewhere along the line as I had my first son. 2 years later, I had my second son. And exactly 2 years later, we had our third son. So while I was trying to do water changes in a garage with 60 tanks, I had one boy in the fish tank, I had one boy with fish, and then I had one screaming. And I couldn't do everything at once. So I said, I've got to stop this. So I sold all of my fish and we had a few changes in our life. We were jumping into a family news agency at that time. And life had to change to be able to raise three boys to where they are now at 20, 22 and 24. And then as the boys started to grow, we had one fish tank only in the house which had goldfish in it. Never kept goldfish in my life, but we had a goldfish and then from there I started to find a little bit more free time, and then we got another tank, and then we got another tank. And then once the last son got his licence, then we just cut loose.
Why do you do this?
I do it because I love it. I'm a landscaper by trade, so I love to create things for people. And how I do that is that I always sit down and talk to people first, find out what their loves are, what their dislikes are, and then in a combination of that, feel their personality and then build a garden around that.
And then, I guess, before we get into it, when you keep an aquarium, what do you aim, how do you set up an aquarium? What are you thinking about when you set these things up?
Again, like my job, so I think about the fish that are going to go in there, what my knowledge is of that, then I'll go back and maybe watch some YouTube and just see what other people do. And then from there I build around it. And sometimes I get it completely right where I don't touch it again, but 9 times out of 10 I touch it again until I feel I get it right and they're happy and yeah.
Alrighty, how can we get into it, hey? Really cool.
Beauty.
Alrighty, so where should we start? Where do you want to start us off? If you had to show us all your fish, which tanks?
Let's start up the top.
Alright. Oh, wow. What is up in this tank?
Okay, so these are our pearl danios. Pretty simple fish. Again, most of the fish that I keep, Nick, are just a personal like. I'm not in it to make money. I'm not in it to make myself look like, I'm king of the fish and I know everything.
Yeah.
I honestly saw these danios in your shop and I didn't know that there was so many species. See, this is the great thing about tropical fish is that you can keep so many. Now, there's a skew with one in there.
He's happy, but
that's not great, but do you know what? I don't want to kill him because he deserves to live and he's doing all right, and you know, and mate,
He's just living. He's swimming
he's
around.
living and he's happy, and you know,
He's still schooling too.
yeah.
Aduh, penuh banget sini. Lah, gratis ongkir, tapi ribet. Aku belanja berapa aja, otomatis dapat. Tempat lain bikin mikir, beneran gratis ongkir, kir-kir. Di Lazada 12-12.
So what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to keep species-only tanks, because again, I'm learning how these guys lay eggs. I was very naive and thought everything laid on a mop. But I'm learning as I go, and yeah, but these are a project that I want to put into my pond over at summer, and we'll see how we go. And I've got a couple of different species of Danios.
It's a beautiful tank. You've got, you know, this Sarnagodium. What is it, Sarnagodium? This
I
plant?
just got that from AB this morning.
What is it? Elephant ear?
I'm not too
Something
sure.
like that? I don't know. Whatever. I think it's a Sarnagodium.
Yeah.
And then you've got your rocks, little crypt pot,
Yes.
and then the Amazon swords and the Val.
Yep. And this is the only tank I think when you look up that duckweed looks okay.
It looks awesome in here. Yeah, it's
But
not
not too
overtaking.
much.
It's not overtaking it or anything. Yeah. No, it's great. And these are like when you come down, right?
Yes.
And this is a top tank.
Yes.
And you want to look up to something. What's the point having cories in there?
Yeah,
You got
no.
the top dwelling little Danios up
Correct.
there.
That's why I love them up there and why I've chosen them to be there.
Yeah. No, it's a great tank. I
Yeah.
love that one. What's down
Okay.
here?
Do you know these guys at all?
Stir-by cories. I do. I've actually
Yes.
had trouble with them lately.
Yeah.
So these are yours.
Yes. Oh, these come from AB.
Yep.
Yeah. So again, come as little guys. Laid a lot of eggs, but I haven't taken the eggs out. So
Mine eat their eggs like so bad.
oh, these lay a lot of eggs.
Do they eat them straight away?
No, maybe sit there for a day or 2 days and then they disappear. So that's my next thing I want to do.
I'm jealous because I
Yeah.
couldn't get these stupid things to breed.
Yeah, and they always do it on water changes.
Yeah.
Always.
Mine would do that too, but
Yep.
mine would like 2 or 3 would start breeding,
Yep.
and then like there'd be like another 1 or 2 over here that would just follow them around and start eating the eggs behind them.
Yeah. And do you know these endless at all?
Black bar.
They come from your shop. You gave me them. These are your guys. I think you gave me half a dozen of them, and I can't tell you certain size. I'll pull them out and then replace them with a smaller one.
Okay.
So that he's nearly ready to come out now. He's done his job and he's not going to hassle too many things, but
Are they eating them?
I eat them. So these are my next colony that I want to raise, and then I'm going to try and breed these by themselves. And again, watching your videos,
Yeah.
I'm then going to have a crack at doing what you've done. I then move him over into the